5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And lift off.
Good morning, everyone. It's April 17th, 2022, and on your screen is a live view as it waits for its 6:13 a.m. Pacific Time launch from Space Launch Complex 4 East on Vandenberg Space Force Base. My name is John Innsbrucker, and I'm joining you today from our headquarters in Hawthorne, California, just about 170 miles south of our launch site. Our mission today is NRO L85 for the National Reconnaissance Office, also referred to as the NRO. Today's flight carries a national security payload designed, built, and operated by the National Reconnaissance Office. NRO missions provide critical information to more than 500,000 government users, to include every member of the intelligence community, 24 domestic agencies, our nation's military, lawmakers, and decision makers. Now, per our customer's request, we will not be showing views of the payload, so we will be ending the webcast just after first stage landing. Today's flight is a special one, as it marks the first launch using a flight-proven booster for the NRO. Let's take a look at a recap of the previous mission this booster supported just 2 months ago. Surrounded with the condensing gas as the atmosphere touches the cold first and second stages. And as our 2-stage rocket, it stands 70 meters tall, making it just 3 meters short of the Taj Mahal in India. Now, we're currently loading propellants onto both stages of the rocket. That began on time at T-minus 35-minute mark, and as we just heard, chill has begun at T-minus 7 minutes. Now, starting from the bottom, we have the first stage. We also refer to that as the booster. That makes up over 60% of the length of the vehicle, and while it's designed to be reflown multiple times with minimal refurbishment between flights, a violation.
On countdown 1 with the hold authority comm check. Please respond with strength and clarity. NOPS OD.
Loud and clear.
STC.
Loud and clear.
TC.
Loud and clear.
PD.
Loud and clear.
That concludes the hold authority comm check.
Hearing comm checks on countdown net 1. Continuing on, the range is ready to support. They're green. Finally, both the vehicle and payload are in good health. Let's take a closer look at the rocket supporting today's mission. You can see on the screen the NRO L85 payload team continues to be go, and the team is tracking no issues on the rocket. T-minus 1 minute 30 seconds. We're now venting down the strong back.
Gas launch closeouts.
That's what they call the gas launch closeouts. That's why you're seeing the large cloud coming off the strong back as we bleed off the pressure and drain the liquid oxygen in the line. Makes for a great show right now in the pre-dawn morning out at Vandenberg. Coming up on 60 seconds when we'll hear the startup call out. Startup call out on the flight computers.
Is in startup.
MD is go for launch.
Now you've heard the call out coming up on T-minus 30 seconds. Mission director, go for launch. Everything looking good for Falcon 9 and NRO L85.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Let's go in a row L85.
Guess you're downrange. Stage 1, chamber pressure is nominal.
We're T plus 42 seconds into the NRO L85 mission. We heard that first call
Power
out.
and telemetry nominal.
And power and telemetry are nominal. We're now into the throttle down. Increasing thrust to prepare for max Q, the highest amount of aerodynamic pressure.
Vehicle supersonic.
Falcon 9 going faster than the speed of sound.
Nico. Stage separation confirmed. INVAC ignition. Stage 1 boost back startup.
And there you've heard it. And we maybe even saw all those 5 events that happened back to back. Now currently on the screen, the first stage has begun its flip maneuver to reorient the nose back towards Vandenberg. and we have lit 3 Merlin engines. This is the boost back burn, the first of 3 burns the first stage will execute. This burn lasts a duration of about 48 seconds. Now, while the burn's in progress, we'll also be having events on the second stage, but we may not be hearing those, and we won't be broadcasting second stage camera views at the request of our customer.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And we did hear fairing separation over the net. Boost back burn shutdown is coming up.
Around us start cheering whenever we have visual confirmation of that.
What makes this mission so difficult in particular, the geosynchronous transfer orbit missions, is that the re-entry, even after that re-entry burn, we're still moving twice as fast as we would for a typical low Earth orbit mission. We're entering the atmosphere at about 2 kilometers per second for this mission, instead of a more typical 1 kilometer per second for a low Earth orbit.
Right, and that landing burn is going to come up in about another 20 seconds or so, and keep in mind that because we're going twice as fast, the velocity is the square, energy is the square of velocity, so 4 times as much energy is being imparted on that stage, and 8 times as much heating, which is why we said before this is going to be a very difficult mission for us, and we are not expecting a successful attempt at this time around.
But we are
learning, we're always hoping, and you're hearing everyone cheer right now. Because coming into the drone ship, we will show you what we can right there, and that's a view from our drone ship in the middle of the for a bit before we do a second ignition.
Yeah, that coast is again to get us continuing our parking orbit so that we can begin that second burn to get JCSat-14 directly where it should be. Animation to show you what's going on. This is.
Be sure to stick with us because we will be coming back to update you as the rest of the mission progresses.
Thanks for joining us.